When I do OKR trainings, I teach that OKRs connect strategy to execution. Apologies to John Doerr if I missed it, but I did not find this exact phrase in his book, Measure What Matters. However, it was one of the major benefits I took away after I read it. This phrase is deceptively obvious, but it took me years to truly understand what it meant and how to apply it to an organization. My name's Jeremy, and this is Scaling Focus, your guide to becoming an organization that predictably achieves its most important outcomes. Today, I'm speaking to anyone struggling to understand where OKRs might fit in their leadership approach. An organization led by objectives and key results is one that fulfills its strategy by focusing on achievement of its most important outcomes rather than on managing output. Strategies require certain models and assumptions to be true in order to earn their projected economic benefits. Outcomes, as documented in OKRs, are the most important of these models and assumptions and must be achieved to earn those benefits. Output is simply the work done to achieve the outcomes: projects, programs, tasks, etc. In this approach, outcomes tie strategy to execution and vice versa by creating bidirectional accountability. Focusing on outputs alone can mean that you execute your work perfectly but have little chance to discover whether it was the right or wrong work to execute. Accountability between outputs and outcomes, or downward accountability, is created when you treat your organization's output as an untested hypothesis. If we do project X, we expect to achieve outcome Y. A hypothesis is not a definitive statement, but rather a proposition that must be tested and refined through investigation or experimentation. Execution of your work should be treated like an experiment. If you're achieving your OKRs from the work you're executing, the work is likely the right work, and thus the hypothesis is proven. If you're not achieving your OKRs from the work you're executing, the hypothesis, and thus the experiment, needs adjustment. The adjustment should be based on what you've learned while executing. It could be a minor adjustment to your overall approach, or it may require a complete pivot away from the work you originally planned. This accountability means that you are frequently adjusting your output to stay aligned to your outcomes based on real feedback learned during execution. These adjustments keep your output aimed at fulfilling your strategy, thus maximizing the chance you will earn your desired benefits. I don't think any of you are thinking this, but being outcome-focused does not mean that you can manage your output with any less rigor or intention. You need great, properly focused execution to achieve your outcomes. And as John Doerr says, execution is everything. Accountability between outcomes and strategies, or upward accountability, is created in a similar way. This time, the hypothesis treats the outcome as the experiment. If we achieve outcome Y, we will fulfill strategy Z, thus earning us benefit A. If you're achieving your OKRs and the organization is receiving the expected benefits, the hypothesis is proven. If you're achieving your OKRs but the expected benefits are not being realized, the hypothesis, thus the experiment, needs adjustments. Your OKRs will need updates when your models or assumptions prove incorrect or when market forces significantly change the calculus of your strategy, putting the benefits beyond your reach. In the latter situation, your strategy may need to evolve in a way that requires you to pursue a completely new set of outcomes. Because OKRs must always be relevant to be effective, they should be updated to reflect the new or adjusted outcomes. Adjusted, abandoned, or net new OKRs will require a change to your output so that execution is aimed at supporting your updated strategy. Putting OKRs at the center of how you operate will yield many benefits, but building this muscle requires intention, discipline, and a little bit of faith. Operating with OKRs will bring into sharp relief all the ways that your organization may need to change. These changes may seem counterintuitive, especially since you've enjoyed success operating just the way you are. If you're interested in learning how to increase predictability in your organization's performance by tying strategy to execution, reach out to me by sending email to hello@scalingfocus.com. I've spent the last 5 years leading one of the largest companies in the United States to transition to an outcome-focused organization with OKRs. I can provide your leadership team with the coaching and approach required to actually enjoy the benefits of being outcome-focused. I'm Jeremy, and this is Scaling Focus.